Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to, gentlemen, a short view back to the podcast. I am Matt.
And I am Jordan.
And today, we are going to be talking about will Lewis Hamilton return back to the sport? If he does, how would he be? So, what are your thoughts?
Okay. Well, look, we live in an age of the minute where if it's not on social media, then it's not true. That's what we live in at the minute.
Yep.
Lewis is taking a social media break, which probably what he needs to do. Do I think he will return to the sport? I bloody hope so. I think if he does not, that'll be a complete poor lack of sportsmanship.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope he does.
Yeah.
Although you're not a massive Lewis fan, nor am I, but I would like to see him get the 8th world title.
Yeah.
I think we all would like to do that, just to sort of go, right, we have actually witnessed the greatest of all time. We've witnessed the GOAT. In terms
this
of
is just
points.
me.
Yeah.
Not that if he gets his 8th world title, he gets his 8th world title. Yeah. Do I want to see him get his 8th world title? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Like I said, if he gets it, he gets it.
Yeah.
If he don't, he don't. Ain't going to make that much difference to me.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be history in Formula 1, but I think history is always going to be written.
Yeah.
Every year we're getting more races. Every year we're going to have a dominant team or a dominant driver. Like, take this year. Before this year, Max had a scattering of victories.
Yeah.
This year, he's up to nearly 20? Or he might have 20 now?
Yeah.
Like, 20, in the 1960s? You're one of the great. You're a GOAT.
Yeah.
So history's always going to be written and everything. Like you said, I would like to see him back. I think he's got a point to prove. Like if he doesn't come back, he's pretty much going, well, things didn't go my way, so I'm just not coming back.
Yeah.
I understand if he didn't.
Yeah.
I understand completely if he didn't, but I think he has to. He has to just to.
Because if he takes a year or two out, where does he... And then he decides to come back, he won't be as good. He will end up in a backmarker team like Williams or something like that.
No, I disagree.
Ooh.
I disagree. So let's say he takes a year out. I think that won't do him any favours because let's say he takes a year out. He sees Mercedes aren't at the top.
Yeah.
Let's say McLaren are at the top. And if Ricciardo don't have a good year and they're dropping Ricciardo, and he sees that McLaren are top, is he going to go back to McLaren?
I'd say not, because the golden boy, rightfully so, will be Lando Norris.
But you say it. No, you say that. Like,
I do. I mean, going back to the first episode, I've made it, my opinion, fairly clear. I do believe Lando is going to essentially be carrying McLaren. There's evidence to suggest that.
Yep.
Like, Danny Rick doesn't adapt well to cars.
No,
right?
he doesn't.
He even said today, I believe, he intends to finish his career at McLaren.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So he said, and this is the 31st of January, at the time we are recording, he said he doesn't have too much more desire to move to another team, find it forever. I think he will stay with McLaren for as long as he wants.
Yep.
Whether McLaren want that or not.
I'm surprised by that.
Well, his hero is Senna, isn't it? So
Yeah.
McLaren is, he's been flirting with Ferrari for years because of his Italian heritage and all that. So, but again, I don't see that. What if Lando is now, argument's sake, so what? Let's say Lando gets a championship this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to want another one.
He is. Yeah.
Of course you are.
Of course you are.
Of course you bloody well are. So, what's he going to do? Come and play second fiddle? I don't think Lando would allow that. Lando would be like, oh, hang on a minute, now come on.
Yeah.
He's almost going to be like the Verstappen sort of thing like that.
Yeah.
No, you're going to be the McLaren number 2 driver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, right, so you say that, yeah?
Yeah.
So let's say Lando wins the championship, yeah? Lewis has taken a year break. Lando's won the championship. Let's say Ricciardo's gone, I ain't playing number 2 no more.
Yep.
I'm just going to hang my coat up.
Yep.
Let's say Lewis comes back
Yep.
and he joins McLaren. Obviously, this is all just...
Yeah.
we're just speculating and everything. do you think McLaren are going to go, Lando's our number 1, you're going to be our number 2?
Potentially. Look, there is history.
Yeah.
Bad blood
Yeah.
with Lewis and McLaren. I say bad blood, but, he left McLaren for a reason. No one would leave McLaren being a solid number 2 in the driver constructors to go to Mercedes in their right mind. At the time, looking at that, right? Would McLaren even have him back? That is the sort of the...
True, yeah.
I mean, yeah, Grant, he'll bring in the monster and, the sponsor sort of ship like that. But
but I think, because they've got Coca-Cola as a sponsor, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
They have.
So it's going to be... Well, it'll be just purely based on driver sort of thing like that. I think I know Zach Brown rates Verstappen higher than what he rates Hamilton.
Yeah.
So McLaren, that's going to be completely ruled out. I think so. And I think they'll probably give that seat to Pierre Gasly.
I know you want Pierre Gasly to go there, yeah.
I could quite easily sort of see that. And honestly, I think if you have Lando and Lewis fighting for championships at Mercedes, you're going to get a Senna and Prost. In their McLaren days where they take each other out, you're going to get Rosberg and Hamilton.
Yeah.
Mate, actually no. I'm going to backtrack on that because just earlier I was saying how much I rate Lando's mentality.
Yeah.
So, okay.
But you rate Lando, but he hasn't won a championship yet.
No, exactly.
We're basing it on if Lando won a championship.
Yeah.
I think Lando will get... Right, because the thing, we all love Lando. Like you said, he's your favourite driver. I think... I love Lando. Like, he's a lovable driver and whatnot. But I think he does get cocky sometimes.
Yeah.
Not while driving.
Yeah.
But
off
the track, he does get cocky. Like when... I don't know if you saw when F1 did a video trying to name every F1 world champion. They got every driver trying to name it. Obviously, Seb named every driver like that. Seb's a nerd of F1 sort of thing.
He is.
When they told Lando that Seb had named every driver, Lando just made a comment going, well, I think he should focus more on his driving.
Yeah.
But then... Seb has more world championships than Lando has fastest laps.
Yeah.
So I think if Lando won a championship, I think his ego will grow a bit.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So
now, but could we consider that, though, for cockiness or just a very British dry sense of humour?
I think it's both. I think it's both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, you have to be British to, like, understand it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Then, but compare that to King Nicholas Latifi, just goes, "What a guy! What a guy!"
Yeah.
So okay, I can sort of see that, but I do believe McLaren would be out of the question. And from what we've also seen, drivers who go back to McLaren chasing a championship, i.e. Alonso
doesn't
go down very well.
Yeah.
That's why probably Kimi never went back to McLaren. So if he comes back to... Well, okay, so let's say he takes a year out.
Yeah, let's say it takes a year out.
Takes a year out.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
He needs to gather his thoughts.
And rise again.
Because the thing is, everyone's saying we haven't heard anything from him on social media. We don't know if he's coming back, this and that. He has got a 2022 contract.
Well, contracts are broken all the time.
There is no law... They are broken all the time, but there is no law to say Hamilton has to... put posts up on... I know it's very unlike him.
Yeah.
But there's no law to say he has to.
Yeah.
He might be on a beach in Miami going, I'm just waiting for the season to start. Just chilling sort of thing.
I think that would be really foolish if he is doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, we've even looked at the Mercedes Formula 1 team Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just photos of George on there. Now, Mercedes, not only are they the kings and queens of strategies... They're also the kings and queens of social media.
Yeah.
So they might be riding on the back of this.
Even though I don't like Mercedes, obviously, because I'm a Red Bull fan.
Yeah.
Whoever is in charge of their social media deserves
Give them a pay
rise, because they are brilliant.
So, they're probably riding on the back of this.
Mm.
And we're going to be like, he's back, right? But let's, we've not seen any evidence of the Mercedes factory. People are maybe starting to get worried, depending on your view.
Because I think what we should say is, I think Lewis said his return will be based on the decision of the review that the FIA are doing of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, what happened. But then let's say they do their review, he hasn't said what the outcome will be, whether it'll be, because all he said is he's waiting for him to do a review. Let's say they do a review and they go, actually, Massey was in the right to do this.
Yeah.
Is he returning or not? Let's say they say Massey was wrong to do this.
Yeah.
Is he returning or not? So, who knows? Like, they do their review, who knows?
Yeah.
But I think, like we said, I think he'll take a year off.
Year off. So who will then take the open Mercedes seat?
Bottas.
You reckon Bottas will come back?
Yeah.
I don't think he will.
I think he will.
I can't see it happening.
I think. All right, you got to look. All right, let's say you're Bottas.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you going to be racing in an Alfa Romeo? Yes, you're the number one driver, but you could potentially be at the back of the field.
Yeah.
Every race you could potentially be at the back of the field.
Mm.
Or are you going to be... I'm not going to say number 2 driver. I'm not going to say number 1 driver.
A driver.
A driver at Mercedes who could potentially be battling for wins and podiums.
Yeah. True, but one of the reasons why Bottas got pissed off with Mercedes...
Because they favoured Hamilton.
Yeah, and so that would go in favour, but he also said they wouldn't give me more than a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
So that's why he liked Alfa Romeo. He said, because I've got a team I can build around this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So from that perspective, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
So if I was Bottas, he'd be sort of going, well, no, because what if Lewis comes back next year? I'll be out of the seat then.
True.
I'll then have to go and try and find another seat. So what if then they bump up Mick Schumi for give him a 2-year deal or whatever, you know? And obviously he gets on quite well with Frederick Vasseur. And
he won't go Mercedes.
No,
he won't go Mercedes.
He's not coming back. I don't think he's coming back to Mercedes at all. So who could fill the second Mercedes seat?
Let's just look at it logically, shall we?
Okay.
Right. So Russell's already in the seat, yeah?
Yep.
Ferrari boys, you got Leclerc, Sainz. They're
Yep.
not moving.
No.
You've got McLaren boys, Ricciardo, Norris. Norris could potentially.
You reckon he would? Anyone to jump ship, in my opinion, would be Ricciardo, because obviously they.
I don't think McLaren, Mercedes would have Ricciardo.
No.
Based on his performance and based on, like we always say, he struggles to find the car. I don't think they'll have Ricciardo.
Yeah.
I think if they're getting someone from McLaren, it'll be Norris.
Say that though, Norris has got signed quite a lengthy extension though with McLaren.
He has.
Because he's very much at home with McLaren.
So let's say Lando don't do it. Let's say Lando stays with Thing. We're now moving to the midfield teams. Could they sign Gasly? Because I think in the midfield teams that we've got, they're not going to sign Alonso. Like, let's just be real. They're not going to sign Alonso.
No, no way.
You got Ocon. You got Gasly. You have got. That's it. I think you've either got Gasly or Ocon. Because let's do it another way. Are they going to sign Mazepin?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Schumacher is tied to Ferrari. I don't think Ferrari are going to let that. I don't care how much money Mercedes throw at Ferrari. I don't think Ferrari are going to let the Schumacher name, even though I know Schumacher raced for Mercedes, I don't think Ferrari are going to let his son go to Ferrari.
Yeah, but then
go to Mercedes.
You've also then got things like the nationality, German.
Yeah, true.
So when was the last German driver had for Mercedes? Well, that was
Rosberg.
Rosberg, yeah. So I do see that as a possibility. I see if he's not getting a seat at Alfa Romeo in a few years, or even the Ferrari slot, that's not going to happen for years on end. I can see him cutting his ties with. Look, Perez was a Ferrari driver academy. Stroll was. Lots of others, There's only two I can think of off the top of my head, right? But let's look at things in terms of a powertrain sort of supplier. Well, there's one person who would probably get the seats, and it pains me to say it, Lance Stroll.
Yeah.
Because, Big Daddy Stroll is going to be sort of like, right, okay, give him the seat, we got your powertrain. Bit of money going the extra way as well.
Yeah, throwing a bit of a...
And then maybe give Hulkenberg the reserve seat at Aston Martin, maybe. or
Hulk ain't coming back.
He's never coming back.
He ain't coming back.
He's not coming back. You know, just get over it. You know, or something like that. But it'd be easier to get a replacement for maybe even someone like because everyone sort of linked Nick De Vries for the Mercedes seat.
Yeah.
But he's in there with Formula E at the minute.
Yeah.
Season started.
Like I've said to you before, I don't know if it was on a podcast or thing.
Yeah.
I think every team had their chance to sign De Vries. But they didn't.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why?
Yeah.
You tell me why. Like,
He
why?
did bloody well. That year that he was in Formula C, so you had De Vries, Norris, Pato O'Ward. There was a lot of bloody talent.
Yeah.
So, everyone had, I'm surprised he didn't actually go to Aston Martin, I must sort of admit. So, I don't know, maybe you get De Vries at Aston Martin, then they get in someone else at Mercedes EQ. And, De Vries at Aston, Stroll at Mercedes. Stoffel Van Dorn, he's been out of Formula 1 too long.
He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back.
So, just who could they actually... Seb Vettel, perhaps.
Yeah.
German. Gets on quite well with Toto by all accounts.
But then, he's getting on a bit, Seb.
He is.
Like...
But he's younger than Lewis.
He is younger than Lewis, but unlike Lewis, he's got a family. I think he's got 3 kids now.
3 kids.
Lewis... I know Lewis has his side projects. He has his fashion brand. He has like all this.
His vegan restaurants in London,
But yeah, even though Lewis is older, Seb's got a family.
Well, that's why Rosberg retired penultimately in the end, because he said, "Okay, I've done my championship. I'm sorry. I want to go and be a family man."
Yeah, and I don't. Even though I'd love to see Seb in a Mercedes, like getting more wins, getting more podiums, I don't think Seb's got anything left to prove. He's a 4-time world champion. Like, I think in the history of F1, I think he's the 4th greatest driver or 3rd greatest driver.
Something like
Obviously,
that.
Lewis and Schumacher are tied. You then got Fangio.
Yeah.
And then I think you've got Seb.
I think it's 5th, because Prost had 4.
But I think Vettel has more race wins than Prost.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Seb's not got anything left to prove.
Seb's on the wind down.
Seb's in the history books. No matter if you hate him or not, he's in the history books.
Yeah. I think you got to question the mind of someone who hates Seb Vet.
Yeah.
Frankly. So do you reckon Stroll will be at the Mercedes seat or not?
No.
You don't reckon it'll be Stroll?
I don't reckon it'll be Stroll. It'll be Gasly or Ocon.
Ocon, I can see that more happening because he's still tied in with Mercedes. Yeah. Well, he's got the history of Mercedes.
He's got the history of Mercedes, but I think if you're looking at performance-wise, yes, I know Gasly is tied in with the Red Bull Driver Academy. He was a Red Bull driver. Yes, he was dropped, but he's doing well for AlphaTauri now.
Do you mean Red Bull?
Huh?
Do you mean Red Bull?
What did I say?
Ferrari.
Did I say Ferrari?
You said Ferrari.
It's because I want him to move to Ferrari. Yeah, Red Bull, with Red Bull driver. Obviously, he got demoted from Red Bull. I think he just needs to cut ties with Red Bull.
I think you're right.
Like I said in the first episode, what is he waiting for? While Max is there and Max is performing the way he's performing,
you're
not going to be number 1.
No, you're not.
You're not going to be number 1.
You'll never be.
Just move. And if there is an opportunity to go to Mercedes, the 8-time World Constructors Championships in a row, go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. And you know what? And I'm not sure on Gaz's intentions. Is he sticking around for Red Bull, or does he sort of want to kick him in the teeth where it hurts? Because, okay, look, right, let's forget about Drive to Survive just for a minute.
Yeah.
Right? Penultimately, and this hurts, Gasly lost his seat at Red Bull. He wasn't performing.
No, he wasn't.
Albon also was not performing, hence why he lost his seat.
Yeah. Can I just say, sorry for interrupting.
No.
I think the thing with any midfield team or bottom lower midfield team, it is easier to outperform a bad car than it is to perform in a good car.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
And
I think Williams this year, Jesus, you know.
And I think Gasly, Albon, Russell, Yes, they've performed great. They've performed brilliant. But that's because they've outperformed a bad car. When they're in a good car, their performances are just average.
Yeah.
So
you look at Bottas getting a 4th place.
Yeah.
He's got slate him. He's in 4th. But then you see Russell
but then
9th.
But then Bottas is going to go to Alfa Romeo, and he's gonna.
But Bottas
Bottas is brilliant. He's got his form back.
Yeah.
No, it's because he's outperforming that car.
So ultimately Gasly lost his seat at Red Bull.
Yep. Moved to Toro Rosso.
Yeah, and he's comfortable.
He got a podium.
He did.
And
he got a win.
He then went to, obviously they changed to AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
Got a win.
Yeah.
And he got a podium as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, you can either carry on going that route or, like I say, just leave. Just leave the Red Bull Academy.
Even though Dr. Talkshit Marco they said, well, we can't really look at Checo keeping him too long because he's getting quite old. Checo's just turned 30. And he's the best second driver Red Bull have had since the days of... This is the best Red Bull have been since Seb and Webber.
Yep.
Fact.
Definitely.
Webber was getting on a little bit, weren't he?
Not bad for a number 2 driver.
Yeah, multi-21 Seb, multi-21, you know. But it worked. Forget about the age, Helmut Marko. He's just bitter because he never did anything himself and he lost an eyeball. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dr. Helmut Marko, but just it works, right? Checo knows he will never be the number 1 world champion. He just wants a podium at Mexico.
Yeah.
That is it. Don't start fucking about bringing in your Red Bull Junior Driver Academies into the Red Bull seat. Get him in a Toro Rosso, and then when Perez goes, you know what? I'd rather be a number 2 to the World League Championship. I'm sort of going, I've done this, as opposed to, well, you know what, instead of like sort of 3rd or 4th in a midfield team. No, so Checo's happy where he is. He works.
All right, I know this is meant to be about Lewis, but I think we've gone off topic a little bit.
Massively.
If we look at Red Bull's driver academy, and I'm going to go back to the days with Vettel and Webber.
Yeah.
I think we had Vettel and Webber, where John-Eric Verne, no longer in F1. We had
another Sebastian
Buemi.
Yeah.
No longer in F1. We had Daniel Kvyat.
No longer in F1.
No longer in F1.
Well, he's a reserve driver.
He's a reserve driver, but he does good, then he does shit. Then he does good, then he does shit. You need to be
consistent,
pumping in them numbers. You had Brandon Hartley, no longer in F1.
What's he do? What's he do? I don't know Brandon Hartley.
I want to say he does like some sort of rally. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Where did I get to? Brandon Hartley. We've had...
Even look at the newer ones. Well, we had Dan Ticktum, then he completely ballsed it up.
Yeah.
Oh, there was another chap. He competed in DTM. He came 3rd in that. Oh, New Zealand chap.
Yeah, you couldn't remember his name.
I still can't remember his name now anyway. But I don't see anyone, even in Formula 2. I mean, Tsunoda?
Yeah. Oh, he'll
be out of the sport next year.
Yeah.
Frankly. He's not going to Red Bull. He might stay at AlphaTauri for another year. But
so let's say the Red Bull Driver Academy, they've pulled out Vettel, a 4-time world champion.
Yep.
They've pulled out Max Verstappen. Obviously, he's got a world champion now. They've got Ricciardo.
Yeah.
He's good. I know you don't rate him.
Not
that you don't rate him. That you don't rate, but
lack of confidence.
But he is a good driver.
Yeah.
And they had Webber. Obviously, they've got Gasly now. Other than that, obviously, because Perez weren't in the Red Bull Driver Academy. Other than that, that's 5 drivers out of 22 years now. 5 drivers.
Oh shit! Yeah. Right.
Something need to change.
Yeah, and I can see Gasly going to Mercedes just to kick them in the teeth.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what? I would encourage it. Gasly. Get out of there. You had a bad experience. Then you sort of get Albon and Tsunoda back in at AlphaTauri.
Yep. which Albon will outperform Tsunoda, and Tsunoda will be gone.
Yeah, and then you'll get Albon at Red Bull, then he'll lose a seat at Red Bull, and then he'll be out of the sport, and then you'll get someone else in.
Then the cycle just continues.
You know, it'd be interesting to see, though, this will be a separate episode, what do Red Bull do when they get fed up with Max?
Yeah.
He won't be there for everything.
He won't be, no.
He won't be there for
I know at the end of this year when Max said, let's do this forever.
You go, oh, honey, no.
That's a flashback to when Vettel won his 4th championship, and he was like, guys, we've got to remember this. Like, these days won't last forever. And then next year, obviously, he didn't even get a race win.
Well, even watching Drive to Survive for the 2020 season, Seb was even like, let's come home. You know, maybe I might come home.
Yeah.
Would they have him home? No. Bernie Eccleston has said that. Get Seb back in the Red Bull, show that he's still quite good.
Yeah.
Eccleston talks a lot of shit.
He does.
But that made sense, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to take a chance on Seb, unfortunately.
No, they're not. Why would they?
Yeah, why would they? Yeah, okay. It might be, okay, at this point, the first fastest car on the grid.
Mm-hmm.
But what do we know about Seb? You know, I think him moving away from Red Bull was probably a mistake.
It was definitely a mistake. I think Seb, obviously, he had the hope of, what's the word?
The Ferrari. He wanted the Schumacher.
He wanted the Schumacher-Ferrari sort of relationship. We're going to win a lot of championships. But I think that's fair enough. Mm. But I think the thing Seb didn't take into consideration is Ferrari ruin careers.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They do.
Prost, Lacey.
Alonso, I'd say.
Yeah, Alonso. Eddie Irvine.
They may not have ruined his career, but Raikkonen. When Raikkonen went back into that Ferrari, he won one race.
Yeah.
And that was a lucky race in USA.
Yeah.
So they didn't. Yeah, he got a lot of podiums. Fucking granted, he was on the.
Yeah.
He got 3rd place a lot of times, but he didn't. He won one race.
Yeah. I mean, I think if we want to talk about sort of at the minute, right? The problem is with Formula 1, we've got a lot of new fans at the minute. Great, that is amazing, but they are going off of Drive to Survive.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You know what? I love watching Drive to Survive, but you sort of go, that's shit. That's not right. You know. So Red Bull are painted out as the Antichrist of Formula 1, quite frankly. You got your heroes, you got your villains and all that. Well, if you want to talk about actual villains, let's talk about Ferrari.
Yeah.
Because they have been just as bad as possibly toxic.
Yeah.
Because, right, let me use as an example. Carlos Sainz, look at him at McLaren, look at him at Ferrari.
Yeah.
He has changed, or at least his social media personality has changed.
Yeah.
If you do not do what Ferrari say, they're full on Tifosi, you're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
You are completely and utterly fucked, right? They've done it with, okay, again, Seb, completely fucked over for Charles Leclerc. That was the first one, Barrichello, done over. Team orders,
Team order, yeah.
Alonso again, who was his partner at...
Felipe Massa.
Yeah, Fernando's faster than you do understand,
Yes. Yeah.
Ferrari have got... But they are a national... Thing is, though, right, in Britain, we don't have any car manufacturers anymore. No. Germany have a lot, but Ferrari is the symbol of Italy.
Yeah.
So you've got to get into that very much like that,
And the thing with Ferrari as well, I could be wrong about this, so don't take me. Even though Mercedes, obviously, when you win the constructors, you get a boatload of money.
Yeah.
A shipload of money. Ferrari, I think, every year has got a bigger amount of money than Mercedes will.
Probably.
Because Ferrari I think there's this thing called the Heritage Fund.
Yeah.
And because Ferrari have been in the sport every single year the championship's been, they get a certain amount of millions each year, which puts their budget above Mercedes, no matter if Mercedes win the championship.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So this, we need Ferrari in the sport.
Definitely.
Completely, we absolutely need them there. Again, if it wasn't for... But what people don't remember, if you don't have Alfa Romeo, you wouldn't have Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's sort of going back to, Mercedes, they took a 60-year hiatus from the sport.
Yeah.
And now they're seen as the greatest of all time. Well, Alpha in the sport originally, and then they dropped out late 50s. They came back in the 70s, dropped out in the 80s, and then came back only a couple of years ago.
I mean, was Alpha the first ever team to win?
It was, yeah,
F1 championship?
with Giuseppe Farina.
Yeah, Farina, yeah.
Yeah, Farina. You know, then you had Fangio, and then you had Ascari, I believe, raced for them, or he might have been for Maserati.
Ascari, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's essentially what we sort of got there. But let's go back to the original point though. Mercedes.
What was the original point? Lewis Hamilton.
Who's he? Let's go back to the sport. Well, I'll say what it'll do: a dodgy line of clothing ranging. It will fail and come back to sport because it's out of money.
Yeah.
Because we've seen how we dress on the grid. Yeah. That's his choice. It's not my choice, or probably any sane person's choice, quite frankly. So, who will fill that second Mercedes seat? You reckon Gasly? Or
I reckon Gasly.
Gasly.
I reckon Gasly. I don't. Think
I like that. So then, who will? Well, obviously Red Bull. We're not going to worry about that.
No,
they're too much.
Yeah, Red Bull will just recycle drivers.
But maybe though, if it's Ocon gets the Mercedes seat, you know what that does mean though? We get Oscar Piastri at Alpine. Yes.
But does it?
Yeah, of course it does.
Does it? So let's say Ocon.
Who are they going to bring in?
No. Let's say Ocon moves to Mercedes. A lot. I said the other podcast. A lot of people want Gasly in that Alpine seat because it's a French team.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. We'll have him Piastri. I'm saying I want Piastri. And then we'll get Théo Pourchaire as the reserve driver.
Yeah,
that's what we want. But yeah, do you think Lewis will come back or not?
I
think
is he
going to take a year out?
he has to. He has to come back.
He has to.
He has to come back.
I would be disappointed if.
Like I say, I don't like the bloke, but as a racing driver, he is a great racing driver. So he has to come back.
Yeah, I think anyone who's got a low opinion of Hamilton at the minute, that will, if he doesn't come back, not that he gives a fuck about any of us lot. You know, I think that'll ruin his career. Everyone just go, you're a bad loser.
Yeah.
That is all it will be. And I don't want that. I want to see him. I do want to see him get the 8th. I know you don't. I know you want to sort of.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered if he does or don't.
Yeah, you just don't actually want to physically see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I like to see him and sort of go, right, history there. Look, we missed out on Fangio. Okay, yeah, we didn't miss out on Seb. I missed out on Michael. But
you know what I want?
Sorry
to totally interrupt you there.
No, it's all right.
I want a good 5 years of a different world champion every year. I want, obviously, like I said in the first episode, I want Lando to win this year.
Yep.
I want Leclerc to win next year.
Yep.
I then want Gasly to win the year after. I want Russell to win the year after. I want a good 5 years of there being who is going to win the championship this year. Because I think, we've had Vettel dominance.
Yep.
Then we've had Mercedes dominance, whether it be Rosberg or Lewis. Obviously, I know Rosberg only won one, and now obviously Max has won it. I don't want to see, even though it's with Red Bull, I don't want to see Red Bull Max dominance.
Yeah.
I want to see, let's see a championship every year of different drivers. Like it was after Alonso won. You had
Raikkonen.
Alonso won
Hamilton.
it. You had Raikkonen, Hamilton, Button, then Vettel.
Yeah.
Let's have that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, the last one we probably had that would have been, early 80s? Alan Jones, Rosberg.
No, I think you had it mid-90s. Yeah, Schumacher won his 2.
Yeah, Schumacher.
You had
Hill, Villeneuve.
Hakkinen.
Hakkinen, that's 6.
And then Schumacher again.
Yeah. But in terms of different driver every year, so what you had, Alan Jones, you had Keke Rosberg, 83, I believe that was Prost. 84, Senna.
PK?
Yeah,
Was it PK?
Nelson.
PK.
Nelson PK, yeah, Nelson PK. Oh, yeah.
I just want a different championship every year.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I'd like to get Max to see maybe one more. He will never be the most successful of all time.
Oh, no.
God, no. Because he's in that team.
You won't see another driver be the most successful driver of all time for a good 10, 15 years.
I think you're right there. Yeah. No, I agree on that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Cool. So, Ocon or
Mate,
Gasly?
I've sort of lost where we were going with this.
So we're going to say Mercedes. So what we're going to say, it's going to be Ocon and Mercedes.
No, Gasly.
We're having Gasly. They're just going to recycle the driver lineup.
Yeah.
I would like that, actually. I've got no complaints there.
Yeah.
So, Toto.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if
coming back.
Hamilton don't come back,
Yeah.
it's Gasly, but we need Hamilton to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We deep down want him to come back.
Yeah.
Want to every point.
Yeah.
And if he comes back for all the shit and he gets it, that'd be a well-deserved championship, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Retire.
And no one will ever... Yeah, retire, or actually come back and then just do the role of number one driver for this year. Next year, let him be the supporting role for George.
He won't never do that. He won't never do that.
Yeah, I've got a bit more faith in Hamilton, though. I think he's got the new era sort of coming up. Well, remember when Bottas was at Williams? He's like future world championship.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think maybe a lot of their relationship might have been sort of heightened by the press, perhaps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he'll sort of go, right, let's get George up to number one role there, and then I think he'll take over the reins of Niki Lauda.
No.
You don't reckon? No?
No, disagree completely with that.
Disagree completely?
Nah, yeah. Look at Hamilton's career.
Yeah.
Joined McLaren 2007.
Yep.
Beat Alonso.
Yep.
Yeah. Who was his next? Raikkonen, weren't it? Was it Lewis and Raikkonen?
No, it
No?
would have been Kovalainen.
Kovalainen, that's it, yeah.
Yep.
Beat him.
Yep.
Still number one dog. Then what? Button?
Yeah.
I think Button beat him 1 year.
1 year.
I think I may be wrong with that, but still, Lewis was top dog. Lewis was number one in that team for sure. Then he left. He went to Mercedes, obviously. Won the championship twice before Rosberg, number one. Even the year Rosberg did win the championship, Rosberg just went, "Ha, I'm gone."
See ya.
So
Flame of smoke.
it's still number. It's still number one. And then Bottas came. It's still number one.
Mm.
I don't see Russell coming and him going, yeah.
After he won his eighth, though. If he wins his eighth.
No, yeah, but I don't see it. After he's won his eighth, I don't see him going, you
but
know
we won't get probably a 7-time, or even a 4-time world championship
Yeah.
for 10 or 15 years. That was your quote, you know.
Yeah.
So you sort of go, right, my record's safe now for a couple of years.
Yeah.
If he gets...
No, yeah. So So what you've just said, my record's safe for another couple of years. So why on earth is he going to go, George, you're going to be number one now and I'm going to help you do it?
That's a fair point, actually. No, that's a fair point. I don't know. I think...
And then take a role like Niki Lauda did to help you get that championship.
Well, no, in terms of, like, he plays more the defending driver, gets George to... Not number one world champion, but it sort of goes, right, there we are. And then he becomes sporting director.
But then what's the point? What's the point of that then?
That's a fair point. Will Seb become sporting director for Ferrari?
No,
Fuck
Seb's
no.
going to retire.
Yeah,
Seb's
probably.
going to retire and be out of the sport.
He might go to Formula E.
Oh, no, he won't be out of the sport. He'll do a background role. Won't do no driving, but he'll do a background role.
Commentary.
Oh, man, I'd love that. I would love that. That would be amazing.
Let him start a podcast with Kimi Räikkönen.
Yes.
That's what we want.
Yeah,
So Gasly to
Kimmy, what do you
Mercedes
think of this crash?
It didn't have the drink. Is my drink connected?
I wasn't watching.
Well, I'm having a shit. So Gasly to Mercedes. And that's what I
Gasly to
reckon.
Mercedes, yeah.
I can see that. I would like that.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for listening to this
Yeah.
episode of Gentlemen. A short we'll be back to the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll be back shortly with the next episode. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Right, yes, that's it. Thank you very much, Lee.